The mainstream media has been in an uproar over a Ukrainian oligarch's ties to the president's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani. But for the last 5 years, the press has been silent about the oligarch's decision to hire Democrat Lanny Davis to serve as his chief press spokesman in the U.S. One America's Richard Pollock has more on the double standard from Washington.
In recent days, you may have heard that a notorious Ukrainian oligarch named Dymitri Firtash loaned $1 million to Ukrainian. The mainstream press has been quick to jump on the fact that this Ukrainian named Lev Parnas also is an associate of Rudy Giuliani, President Trump's lawyer. Here is a Washington Post headline that screams out about the oligarch's possible ties to Rudy. But what has not been prominently reported by the mainstream press is that for the last 5 years, Dymitri Firtash's top PR spokesman in the United States was none other than Lanny Davis, former President Clinton's defender-in-chief when he was in the White House. The media's silence on Lanny Davis for the last 5 years and its uproar this week over an associate who is tied to Rudy Giuliani appears to be another media double standard. In the nation's capital, Davis is best known for his ardent defense of the embattled president as Clinton faced a multitude of scandals. Here is Davis stoutly defending Clinton near the end of his presidency.
What you've had in the last 8 years against the Clinton administration is a series of so-called scandals that turned out to have nothing underneath them. Every one of the gates that these folks have invented have turned out to be absolutely zero.
George Braun, a Supreme Court lawyer and a conservative who has also been in the media, explains Davis's close ties to Bill and Hillary Clinton and the special role he played as Clinton faced impeachment.
He was the president's special counsel and pretty much the closest lawyer and friend to Hillary Rodham Clinton, because he knew her as Hillary Rodham at Yale. They went to school together. They're close friends. He was instrumental in defending the president when he was impeached.
Braun, a conservative who briefly worked with Davis, adds that the Democrat has written the book about crisis management. Davis not only represented the Ukrainian oligarch for 5 years, he was handsomely paid for his services. From 2014 until earlier this year, each month, Lanny Davis was able to pocket between $60,000 to $80,000 in fees from Firtash as he served as the chief spokesman for the oligarch in the United States. Firtash himself is facing a lot of problems. According to federal prosecutors, Firtash allegedly bribed Indian officials in order to secure a lucrative mining deal to sell titanium to Boeing. This is not the first time Firtash has faced charges of corruption. Reuters reported in November 2014 that Firtash's success was built on remarkable sweetheart deals backed by associates of Russian President Vladimir Putin. 10 days after the Austrian government arrested Firtash on behalf of the United States in 2014, the Austrians released Firtash 10 days later after he posted a $174 million bail. Firtash is now living in Austria and over the last 5 years has fought extradition efforts by both the Obama administration and now the Trump administration. Davis has been an aggressive defender of the oligarch. When an Austrian prosecutor temporarily denied the U.S. extradition order, Davis celebrated the decision in a mass email to American and Ukrainian reporters. The press release was titled, "Independent Austrian Prosecutor Rejects Dymitri Firtash Extradition Decision by Austrian Appeals Court." For the last 5 years, the mainstream media has been well aware of Davis's role in representing the oligarch. According to Davis's own filings under the Foreign Agents Registration Act, he sent out press releases to a huge number of American and Ukrainian news organizations. Davis had email, phone, and personal meetings with most of Washington's press corps who would be interested in Firtash. There was no mass media outcry when he faithfully represented his Ukrainian client for 5 years. Now the press is in an uproar because an individual who has ties with President Trump's lawyer also received a loan from the same Ukrainian oligarch. So when you hear the name Dymitri Firtash, you should remember who has been one of the oligarch's biggest supporters in the U.S. media. Bill Clinton's Lanny Davis. For One America News, this is Richard Pollock in Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.